This Sunday. Well, this week that is the case, and our guest off the top rope will be a part of the very first female Hell in a Cell match, which is part of the huge triple main event at Hell in a Cell on Sunday, WWE Network Live. Charlotte, welcome. Let's start right there. How was the decision made for this match with Sasha Banks to happen on Sunday?
Mick Foley and Stephanie McMahon made it happen on Monday Night Raw.
All right, so let me ask you it this way then. When you found out that you would be in this type of a match, what was your very first gut reaction?
To be honest, it really hasn't hit me. I mean, it is the first ever women's Hell in a Cell match, and to think that myself and Sasha Banks are making history in a couple days, I really don't know if you can really wrap your mind around it until that day. There
are some great Hell in a Cell matches in the past. Have you been studying any that can prepare you for yours on Sunday?
I have to admit, I've been watching them over and over. Let's talk about Roman Reigns versus Bray Wyatt last year.
Watch it spin! Oh, man! Through the table!
Undertaker versus Edge.
Lift the top! Oh, my God! Oh, my Lord!
And, of course, Triple H versus Shawn Michaels.
Michaels turning the table here. Three of the very best. Now, this match can be described as many things, including the term barbaric. What should we expect to see in your match on Sunday?
Well, Hell in a Cell matches are brutal in nature, but I think this being the first ever women's match, it's going to be completely different. And mine and Sasha's, story and rivalry goes back from NXT. So it'll definitely have a different feel. And just having two women inside the cell, I think, is exciting in itself.
What's also exciting is that in addition to being the first female Hell in a Cell match, you're also part of the triple main event. Now, we saw in July in the UFC, the women had the last match on their big pay-per-view event. Now, I don't know how it's going to go on Sunday, but you're at a point now where if you guys were the last match, I don't think anybody would, blink an eye at that. How does that make you feel?
Honored, to be honest. Sasha and I main evented Raw a couple weeks ago, which I've done since Lita and Trish about 12 years ago. But, just even being, considered one of the main events and the triple main events and one of the biggest pay-per-views of the year, it just says that the women are taking over.
Well, you certainly are doing that. Let's
I'm trying.
Let's change gears for a second. We spoke last at WrestleMania in Arlington, Texas. Your father,
did?
Yeah, it was fun. I always love seeing you. Your father, Ric Flair, was there with you. Almost every step before that day, he was with you. Honestly, what has your life professionally been like now the last few months, stepping out of his shadow and doing things on your own?
Well, he's still in timeout. It was something that needed to happen. Obviously, I grew a lot as a performer with him by my side and learning from him, but having the opportunity to step away and carry on his legacy and, cement it myself has been awesome. And I think, it's just grown leaps and bounds, or my character has, without him. And, it was cool having him as a manager, but now knowing that I'm Charlotte Flair, not just the daughter, and he's Charlotte's dad, it's awesome. I text him every Monday. I'm like, Dad, I'm on Seg 6, which is, such and such time. Make sure you tune in and watch me. No, but he's still very much a part of, my character, just because my purpose in this industry is to carry on my dad's, amazing legacy. And I will say this, he's never been inside the Hell in a Cell match. That's exciting.
How does it feel to do something your father hasn't done?
Pretty cool. I've been poking at him about it, but yeah, it's awesome. But I wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for him believing in me.
One of your father's biggest rivals, the legend Ricky the Dragon Steamboat.
Yes.
You have said Sasha Banks is your Ricky Steamboat. Why is that a fair comparison?
Well, you know, the very first day we had practice together in NXT, we stepped inside the ring and we locked up. That's what it's called when you like come together. And our coach, Sarah Del Rey, said, wow, you guys have chemistry. And that was the first time we'd ever touched in the ring. And ever since then, that's what people have called us. And, you know, I don't know how often someone with that kind of chemistry, like the two of us have, the chemistry comes along that often. And it just makes for a heck of a feud or a rivalry.
I've always said to have really great matches, you have to have that chemistry that you talk about. What do you think it is between the two of you that brings out the best but also becomes that glorious dance that we get to see so often?
It's because we both want to be the best. It's our competitive nature. She wants to be the best. I want to be the best. So I think when we're in there, you can feel, you know, that alpha in both of us coming out. And when you have two performers that just want to continue, you know, to outdo what they did last time or outdo the other performers, and they work collectively together like Sasha and I do, it creates magic.
You've talked about both of these things, so I'm going to ask you this. More pressure, performing as a legend's daughter, or the pressure of trying to take the women's division to that next level, which this Sunday really could do?
The women that I work with are amazing, and that's why, you know, Sasha and I have the opportunity to main event and be inside Hell in a Cell on Sunday. So with the pressure, all the women feel the pressure, so we can kind of, you know, lean on each other. But for me, I think the pressure of being my dad's daughter is greater just because, you know, my dad is not one or the greatest wrestler of all time. And to know that he spent 45 years creating and paving the way for me and creating this amazing legacy that will live on, that means a lot to me. So that pressure, you know, always wanting to make sure that I do his legacy justice, it weighs on me every single day. And I think that's more of, you know, where the pressure lies on me, because, you know, with the women taking over, you know, we all work together and we all have each other's back. So when you are having a bad day, I can like text Becky Lynch and be like, hey, I'm freaking out. I'm at, you know, Hell in a Cell. And she's like, you can do this. This is what we're here for. You know, this is what we work so hard for. So, yeah.
Well, you can do it. The first ever female Hell in a Cell match, part of the big triple main event at Hell in a Cell, live on the WWE Network. Charlotte, thank you for coming off the top rope. Good luck on Sunday.
Thanks, Coach. Thank you for having me.